Hello, I'm Virtual Victor, the world's first AI-powered bodybuilding coach. Yes, I speak Hindi as well as 30 other languages, but we will launch in January 2026 in English and introduce Hindi in the second quarter of 2026. नमस्ते, मैं वर्चुअल विक्टर हूं, दुनिया का पहला एआई संचालित बॉडी बिल्डिंग कोच। हाँ, मैं हिंदी समेत 30 अन्य भाषाएं भी बोलता हूं, लेकिन हम जनवरी 2026 में अंग्रेजी में लॉन्च करेंगे और 2026 की दूसरी तिमाही में हिंदी पेश करेंगे। My name is Virtual Victor. I am the AI-powered digital twin of Mr. Victor Black, founder of Black Coaching India and creator of the Safer Use models. If you are new to bodybuilding, there's a good chance you've never heard of Victor Black. Why? Because he's not a social media influencer or even a bodybuilding coach. Victor is a 58-year-old former software engineer who sold his company 20 years ago and retired to Thailand. In 2015, as a way of giving back to bodybuilding, a hobby he has enjoyed for over 40 years, Victor introduced the world's only evidence-based PED harm reduction educational framework, known worldwide as the Safer Use models. You may not know Victor's name, but you've almost certainly heard of his star student.
Hey everyone, this is Mike Sommerfeld, IFBB professional and Olympia competitor. I just want to say thank you to Victor to coming to Dubai and educate all the people here. There are very less guys in the world talking about those very important things. So I'm absolutely happy to spend the 3 days here at the seminar. And again, thank you, Vic, for coming over and teaching me.
A lot of people always say, Derek, like, what'd you do between like every year? It seems like, you know, you're smarter than the last. Like, is it the nootropics? Is it the what? Is it? And if you go back to 2016, like, I sound like a fucking idiot compared to what I am now. And frankly, I probably was from 2016 to 2017 to 2018. And then in 2018, I think that's the year where I found Victor stuff. That kind of like hyper accelerated my progress. It's very rare you find individuals that you really agree with almost all of their shit. So I think he really was like a very strong conduit, or whatever you would call it, for somebody who really accelerated my education process. And he presented a lot of like really obscure stuff that otherwise I may have not even found.
I've had a fantastic time. I think this was I think I might even go back over this episode myself and have a little listen.
Awesome. James, what you've got to do is you've got to educate Fouad on the use of insulin. He might change his mind. You never know.
Hey, James, get me onto Fouad's show, buddy.
We'll do it.
Put in the word, see if you can get me on the show.
I'll put in the word. We'll see what we can do. I'm sure it can be done.
What's going on, guys? I just wanted to pop in and give you guys the exciting news for the channel. I've kind of gone about doing something that I thought was very valuable to you guys, and that is bringing John Jewett and Luke Miller to the channel. John Jewett runs a channel called J3U. John Jewett is a 212 IFBB professional and is an Olympian, but also is a very science-based lifter. You were just telling me your stack earlier. Nowadays, the safer use model is a very kind of popular thing. A lot of guys are using Mastron. A lot of guys are using Primo. These are known as like safer drugs with less side effects. Back in the day, it was Anadrol, D-ball, lots of EQ, lots of Tren. This stuff, lots of Winstrol, this stuff fucking just kills you inside. And for a couple coaches I worked with, a lot of AIs. And you know when you're taking like a ton of AIs and really blocking estrogen, that kills your cholesterol, your good cholesterol.
First of all, I really appreciate you having me on the show. That what you've contributed to our community, our tribe, as you put it, is monumental. And I can totally understand how frustrating it would be if people did not acknowledge you as the source of this new font of wisdom and how to safely manage gear protocols. And we'll get into that, and because I've got tons of questions for you. I'm a big fan.
Hey guys, Big Paul here. We are going to talk about some of the safer use models that are out there now that are being promoted by people like Victor Black and John Jewett and Dr. Todd Lee.
We've spoken about this safer use model. There's certainly no safe way to use PEDs in the manner by which that we use them for the outcomes that we're going for. It's impossible, you know, and we all know that bodybuilding is a long game. I think maybe if I had to characterize it as anything, it'd be still getting you to the same place, but reducing some risk and negative health costs along the way.
This is one of the benefits of the Victor Black debate, was Victor Black actually ran the numbers on Dorian Yates's routines. And he's like, you know what the average set number is? I was like, what? He's like, 14. I was like, 14 working sets per week for body part. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's right there for advanced, really strong lifters.
Today, I was going to do a short solo video on my stance on Masteron and how this might have changed from things I previously said. Until very recently, most guys didn't start using it in off season. And I think a lot of that was born out of people's desire to use things that were safer and the desire to use Primobalin. And genuine Primobalin can be hard to come by. And after talking to John Jewett, and John and I are friends, and we discuss things, at least monthly. We go back and forth with some ideas and bounce things off each other. But it looks to be anabolic. So if people choose to use that as an anabolic in a steroid cycle, so be it.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video where I have been getting the question very often, why do I use telmisartan, the ARB? Why do I use an ARB with my steroids? So before I get into this, I want to say that a lot of this information that I learned came from John Jewett's J3 University class and Victor Black's masterclass. Both are paid membership websites. I am a member of both of them, and there is a slew of very important information in each of them.
Say you do that. You decide willingly, with a decade of research, to go that route. And you're ready to face all the consequences.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Are there some guidelines to do that as healthy as possible? Right, without going into dosages or particular practices, let's focus on health.
Okay.
Like, what would be your suggestion not to damage yourself permanently?
I think Victor Black has a nice model too. He's worth listening to. John Jewett has a very similar one. Those guys.
Yeah. This content has to go from one to many. Yeah. If all I'm doing is teaching you and then you're leveraging that for your own future, you need to pay $200 an hour for my time.
Right.
If you're sharing what you know with many young men, I will give you as many hours, however many hours you want to consume, they're yours for free. You understand the thing? So let's just make sure we have an understanding moving forward. The goal here is for me to help you so you can help young men.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's how I'm, and let me make sure that that I'm understanding this correctly too.
Yeah.
You are providing your knowledge, your model, your information to me, and I'm essentially a catalyst for that information. So I will go on to spread that information to the people who follow me, because like you said, they're probably not seeking out that silverback, the old wise man of the tribe.
And that's basically what I have used. But actually, to be honest, you have actually put a lot of things up on the board recently, and in reading some of your content, it's actually made me kind of question, it's like, hey, should we be doing some of these things differently? And I've actually appreciated a lot of your content because you've actually brought a lot of things to light, and it actually it does make sense. Are we chasing the wrong thing?
Target audience for Virtual Victor is the everyday person, not academics, doctors, or coaches. Our mission is to provide high-quality, evidence-based bodybuilding coaching to the mainstream at no cost. While professionals may still find the material interesting, Virtual Victor is designed for the mass audience. Clear, practical, and easy to follow, without the overly technical detail that often overwhelms the layperson.
The framework that you put together, all of that, the Black model, it is very good. And there is no arguing against it, for sure. I had a hard time digesting your content. Like, I had a hard time understanding, like, when you would throw a graph up, there were times where I was too dumb to know what it was saying to me. And I was just kind of like, well, I would move on from it.
What problem do we solve? The principal problem we solve is access and affordability. In the West, USA, UK, Canada, Australia, high-quality education and coaching resources exist, but are priced at thousands of dollars, well beyond the reach of the average athlete in India or Latin America. Athletes in these regions often rely on misinformation, outdated bro science, or unsafe practices because evidence-based, structured guidance is either inaccessible or unaffordable. Black Coaching India solves this by delivering the same world-class education, coaching frameworks, and safer use models at no cost to the athlete. In short, we make elite-level education and coaching available to everyone, everywhere, for free, starting with India.